Members, you may be seated. You have on your desk a pinwheel. You should all have one. It's symbolic, a pinwheel, because it shows winds moving, where we're getting families and children stuck out of serious situations. By the statistics that I have here, 11.8% of children younger than 18 years live in households below poverty level. And when you're living in a home where there's poverty, let's say you're a single mom, or let's say it's a two-household parent family, they're struggling to make ends meet. I've talked to many of the advocates this morning and the leaders that you see in the gallery and on the bench. They tell me that many of these parents aren't monsters. They're not evil. They're trying to live in an economy that sometimes requires them to work 2 and 3 jobs. And some of you might say that that's neglect or maltreatment, but these parents love their children and they're doing the best we can. So as lawmakers, my plea to all of us today is to understand that these parents need resources. This family needs resources. They need to pay their rent. They need to provide child care assistance so they don't have to leave their child with someone else who may not be the best person, but they're so busy trying to provide for their kids that they might leave their child even in a daycare facilities. How many of you have seen abuse in a child care facility or a child home facility where you see abuse on a camera? These are working families trying to do the best that they can. And they can't sometimes afford adequate daycare or housing. The state of Colorado can do better by our kids by making sure that we provide every single resource we can to ensure every child has a bright future, a healthy start, and a pathway into adulthood. And just because you might come from a family that is privileged and you have all the resources you need, doesn't mean that we need to care for that kid who doesn't. As an adult, as policymakers, we have a responsibility to care for every single child in the state of Colorado. That is our future, that is our economy, that is our workforce. We can no longer see poor kids or children as invisible members of our society. And I'm proud of what the State Senate has done over the years to protect our children. We're on the right track. There's more we can do, and I ask for your support on this April 1st as we recognize Child Abuse Prevention Month. If you see something, say something, intervene, help a family, help a child. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Zenzinger.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to speak a moment to those organizations and advocacy groups that work on behalf of preventing child abuse. In particular, I want to give a shout out to a very special organization operating within my community. They also operate within the region, and that's the Ralston House Child Advocacy Center. Child advocacy centers across the state play a very important role in getting